Hello everyone, Welsh Witch here. This is my first video I've done in a while because the last time you saw me I was in the old house. I was still sat on the bed, red background, but as you can see now I have a new background and new surroundings because I am in a new house and in my new room, which is about 3 times the size of my old room. So now this will probably be the general setup of my videos instead of sitting on my bed. And obviously now that I have a bigger room I can do more videos to do with meditation and spread out so you can see more stuff, which is cool. But I thought this would be a good background because, excluding TARDIS and Hobbit, if you look here, this is like sort of my little witchy station. I've got loads of cool glass bottles. There's not much in them. I'm just a bit of a nerd and I like funky bottles that look like they belong in an apothecary. But some of them, one of them has salt in them. There's my water from Charlotte's Well, which I'm running low on, so I need to go and fill that up soon. I bought this is really cool. I bought this at Fairy Fest. Not sure if I've shown this to you, but anyway, this is Cottingley Fairy Brook water, and it comes from Cottingley Fairy Brook, from the whole story that most people probably do know, where the girls faked their photos of the fairies. Sorry, there's something fell in the room next door. But yeah, so that's my little station. I've got my little crystal box, and this is my Morrigan altar. I know it's not very grand or big, but everything's kind of shoved together at the moment, and my feathers are hiding because when the window's open they fly all around the room. But yeah, that's my Morrigan altar, and my wand from my wand making video is by there. So anyway, I thought this would make a nice background, and lots of books as well, so it makes me look knowledgeable. Anyway, so as promised, I'm finally doing my video on animal totems. But before we get into that, I've decided that every time I do a video, I'm going to pick a tarot card that I think makes sense for the video and the topic of the video, and basically conveys what the feel of the video. So I've been having a look through, and I have found the Queen of Wands. You can see there, this is the Druid Craft Tarot deck. So the Queen of Wands, the wands represent fire anyway, but I think I was very drawn to this card. I did pull out a few other cards, but researched the meaning on the Queen of Wands, and she seems to fit today's topic and today's video. She's actually got a cat underneath her throne, if you can see there. She's got a little cat there, so she likes animals. And actually her the meaning, and I will read it directly out. It's usually calling to voluntary or charitable work, or to working with the powers of the land, particularly those related to the fire in the earth of dragon or ley lines. So I think that is quite fitting for today, particularly the whole earthy feel, because you know animals live on earth. And the fact that she represents dragons as well, which I think is really interesting because I'm always drawn to dragons. Please, no Welsh jokes. No, that's probably part of the reason actually. My room is actually not that there aren't any behind me either, but I do have some dragons. There is one behind behind the laptop. There is one there which is a clock. There's one that I made called Cedric. There's one on the windowsill. I've got lots of dragons everywhere. When I was looking for a totem animal or a power animal, I didn't really think about focusing on dragons, because dragons are such an inbuilt thing for me. They're a big part of me. They're in a lot of my work. A lot of my stories are to do with dragons, or there's dragon emblems and things like that. So I never really thought, well, I'm going to work on them because they're just so with me and in tune with me as it is anyway, that I don't feel the need to do it. And I dream a lot about dragons anyway, so they're just there. They're around, they're everywhere, they're fine. So that's why I've chosen this, and the Queen of Wands is going to preside over our video today. So there she is. Right, Now, totem animals and power animals. How can I explain this? Right, so in your day-to-day life, sometimes people say that they feel that they're not alone, that there is something with them, some sort of presence. A lot of people think that this is a ghost, perhaps. Maybe it is, I don't know. But a lot of the time, it's an animal that is following you around. It's an animal that is synonymous with you, that has a lot in common with you, and it's sort of just tossing around after you. And sometimes this can either be an actual, like what you would feel as a presence, or it can be an actual animal itself. There might be a particular animal you see a lot of. For example, I will use the Morrigan, and as you can see, Laura Daligan's lovely artwork. I'll put in a link here to her Etsy, and you can see her, there are crows and ravens in the picture, because she is associated with crows. Whenever I've thought of the Morrigan, or whenever I've asked her for a sign, I'm swarmed by crows. There's crows everywhere. I mean, when I moved here, I asked for a sign, and there was loads of them outside, and there always seems to be loads of them out here, loads and loads of crows, which is really cool. So went on way too much about crows then. So totem animals, you might feel that they're around, or that there is an actual real presence animal there. Now, to find your totem animal and to find out what is it that is following you around, or what is it that you feel in tune with, there's lots of different ways you can try and find your animal. For me, the best way to do it was meditation, but there is a bit of a build-up before you get to that stage that I would suggest doing. Don't just, sorry, my phone's going off. Don't just, go bang meditate, because they're not going to come to you straight away. You need to do a bit of work first. So I've made a little list here, and what I've got is, basically, that's the first thing you should do. List animals that you're particularly drawn to. So, for example, me, I put dragon down. Sometimes you find there is some sort of mythical creature. There might be a phoenix or something. But I've put dragon down, and like I said, I didn't really feel like working with them, because I know that I don't need to, which sounds really cocky, but there are some animals that they're just so around you, you don't need to work on them. Then I've got cat, owl, horse, wolf. So they were animals that I found my totem animal like a year ago now. But these are the animals I wrote down at the time. Cat, owl, horse, wolf. Now, I say cat, so I'm a bit of a cat person, but I think it's because, I suppose you would say my cat is my familiar, Susan. She doesn't leave me alone. I would show her to you one day, but she'd probably try and run away. She's a bit camera shy. And she's a big fat house cat. She doesn't leave me alone. She tends to not really like other people. So she's like my little familiar, and which is a bit of a cliche, Welsh witch, and my familiar is a cat. But she's not black. She's ginger, black and white. So anyway, so I just like cats. I don't think, I can be quite cat-like in the mornings, and I can be quite sleepy. I like taking power naps. But I think that's about it. I'm not very feline, really. So then I thought about owls. I've always loved owls. I love that wise, knowing look they've got, and I love the idea of an owl just knowing everything. And I always imagine owls in a sort of magical context, in them like owning libraries and being librarians. I don't know why, I just always do. I think that's that wisdom thing. So I wrote them down. Horses, I love horses. I think they're beautiful creatures. Actually, from this house now, there is a field way over there in a place called Llanwern, where we can see horses every morning, and they're beautiful. They look tiny. They look about this big from here, but I can see them, and that's cool. And actually, yes, I can see them now. There is one over there. But yeah, so I wrote in horses because I really like them, and I've always been really drawn to them. One of my things that draws me to horses is because of Lord of the Rings. Obviously, in the Two Towers, for people who don't know, but I assume most people do, in Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, there's a country called Rohan, and there are the Rohirrim, and they're all horse people, and the Rohirrim are horse riders. and they love their horses. It's in all their architecture. There's a lot of horse work and everything. And I think that links up a lot for me, and I just really love horses. I think they're lush. But I couldn't see it as my totem animal. I think they're a power animal, and I love them very much. And I've been horse riding before, and I had like a bit of a natural flair for it, but they weren't coming out as a power animal to me. Now we get to wolves. Wolves are a very common totem animal and a power animal. A lot of people have them as their particular totem. I think it's because they're just so magical and mythical, and there is something that I don't know, there's something quite mystic about them. And I don't know, maybe that's like something to, I don't want to sound like I'm stereotyping here, but I think it might be to do with the whole them being associated with native Indians and shamanic work and things like that, and it just, there is something mystical about them, and they are to me, I find they're quite human, because you know they mate for life. It's not like a lion where he has like 10 women around him. They'll mate for life, and they are extremely loyal unless there's a lone wolf, and lone wolf that speaks for itself goes off on its own. But when they don't, they stay together in their packs and their families, and they look after each other. And I really like that, because family's really important to me. Family's really important to most people. But yeah, I was really drawn to wolves. So next point now I've got, think about the qualities in those animals that match you, which I've basically covered. But with wolves as well, I thought, am I really like a wolf? And I thought, well, actually, most people think that most people say that I'm quite kind and nice and everything, which I'd like to think that I am, and I'm optimistic, and as you can see, I'm quite quirky, kooky and bubbly, and most of the time I am like that. But I do have another side to me, and I can get really angry sometimes. Very rarely, actually. When I say sometimes, I mean like 3 or 4 times a year, which is really rare. And when I do get angry, it's usually for very good reason, and I will flip, and I can be people get scared, which is, I don't like people being scared of me, but it is funny that people think, whoa, I do not want to mess with her. And that's quite wolf-like. You look at them, and I know a lot of people don't like wolves, but people who do will look at them and think, oh, they're so cute, you can see where dogs came from, they're really adorable. You get too close, you mess with one of them, they're going to claw your face off. So that side is a bit like me. They mostly, well, they're not necessarily nocturnal. You do, in countries that they live in, you do see a lot of them in the day, but they do prefer to come out at night, and obviously howling at the moon and everything. I love the moon as well. Again, I don't howl at it, I don't sit at my window howling, but I do like staring at it, and as most people do. And I am a bit of a night hawk. So yeah, there was just lots of different qualities that I found, and I thought, right, well, best thing to do is do some research. So that's the next point. That's the next step. Do some research on the animals, not just one that you're particularly drawn to. Like I said, I was particularly drawn to a wolf, but I was like, I'm going to keep my mind open here, because a wolf might not be my totem. And I did some research, and I thought the best thing to do is try and find out something that not everyone knows about these particular animals. I think I learnt this fact from one of Laura Daligan's videos. I'm not sure. I'm going to put a link to her YouTube channel here, because she does these things called Totem Tuesday. She hasn't done one for a while, but keep an eye on it. And she's done loads of videos covering all these different animals and power animals and stuff. So have a look at that. But I think I might have learnt this fact from her wolf video, which is really cool and interesting, that wolves are associated with crows. They work together. So if a wolf is on the hunt, there'll be I'm prowling around and I'm looking for food, and then a crow will fly around and be like, yeah, there's something dead over here. Do you want to come and, yeah, wolf will come along, munch, 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 crows are munching, and the crow's taking it in turn, keeping an eye out and flying around, and then the crow will go, oi, wolf, someone's coming, let's go. And they'll go and move on, so that they share their meal, and the crow is like a warning system and helping them hunt as well, so they work together. They've got this really cool relationship, and I thought, wow, that's amazing, that's really cool. So try and find out little cool interesting facts like that, because as I found out, I've told quite a few people about that, and people didn't know about it. I didn't know about it either, so everyone's just like, whoa, that's really interesting. That's not something they're not two animals you would associate together. So try and find out little nuggets like that, because A, they're really cool, but B, they'll draw you further into that animal. Excuse me, I've got terrible hay fever. Yeah, so find out interesting facts, and you'll be able to find out which animal you're more drawn to. And then next step, meditate. Just clear your mind, completely clear your mind, light some incense or candles, whatever it is you do to get into your meditative state of mind. Just relax. Try not to necessarily think about the animals per se. So, for example, like I've got cat, owl, horse, wolf. I didn't necessarily think about each one. I just tried to imagine them all at the same time, and then see which one comes to you. A wolf came to me. First of all, there was an owl. Like, the cat and the horse weren't even there. They were gone. So I was like, right, okay, so they're clearly not my totem animals or pet animals. But there was an owl flying around for ages, and then it buggered off. And then this big white wolf came. It was a she-wolf. And straight away, I knew her name, which was Fox. And she was with me for a couple of months, and then she buggered off. And I realised that she wasn't actually my totem animal. She was there to say, yeah, wolves are your totem animals, and you'll find your particular totem. You'll find a particular wolf soon, but it ain't me, because I'm a she-wolf. I've got a family. I've got to go. So she, after a couple of months, yeah, she buggered off. But then when I started meditating, this grey wolf, he's a beautiful thing, kept coming to me. He's a very specific wolf. Like, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes your totem animals, say your totem animal was a dog, you might find that every time you meditate or every time you try to work with a totem animal, you get different dogs coming to you, but it's always dogs. There might not be a specific dog that comes to you, whereas with me, I do have this wolf that comes to me. He doesn't leave me alone now. And he was actually with me the other night, and you don't have to meditate to find them. Sometimes they will just be there, and you can tell that they're around you. The other night, I could tell that he was in this room. I could feel the presence. I actually found his name out about a month or two ago. I was watching Psychic Today, put a link in here, and Laura Daligan was doing a drumming session to try and find your totem animal. Now, obviously, I knew who my totem animal was, but I meditated along and I found out his name, which is Talis. And and it's not a case of, you think, what could his name be? It just comes to you, and it's like they're telling you, yeah, that's me, that's my name. And but that's like more for when you've already found your animal. When you're looking for your animal, meditate a few times. Don't meditate once. See a dog surrounding you and think, okay, so dog's my totem animal. You need to do it a few times to be sure, because it could change. So that's what I did. I meditated for quite a while, actually, for about a week or two, every day, just making sure. And for I think for about 3 of those meditations, this owl turned up, but then flew off. Most of the time, I was surrounded by this, at the time, the she-wolf Fox. And so after meditating, my next step would be start writing, drawing, creating, or buying significant things. Do things that you think would please the totem animals, because if you don't please them, they're not going to stick around. They're going to bugger off because they're going to think, well, what are you doing to show me that you like me? What are you doing to show me that you believe in my species? You know, you're not giving me much. I'm off. With me, I've up on the wall there, not that you can see it because it's on the other wall, I've got like a 3D picture of a wolf. I did draw a wolf, but my drawing skills are not great, so it was crap. It looked like a 5-year-old had done it, and I was like, that's more of an insult, so I threw it away. But I'm a writer. Everyone knows I'm a writer, and I wrote a book which I started writing in October, finished in March, and the main character, who is based on me. Now, the emblem on her flag is a dragon, but she has 3 wolves, one of which, Croft, is... Sorry, the front door just slammed. It scared me. But Croft is always with her. Croft's like her real life totem animal, always with her. And so I think Talis was quite pleased with that. And Croft is kind of based on Talis, really. And so... next door has, this is quite apt for an animal video, next door have a parrot, and I can hear him squawking every now and then, and he mimics the phone. But I'm surrounded by animals. This is quite fitting. Anyway, what was I saying? Croft, that's it, yeah, so Croft is based on Talis, which I could tell Talis was quite fond of. Talis is a bit of a pushover. He's not going to like me saying that, but he's a bit of a softy wolf. Though when I've got annoyed, he has turned up and been a bit grr. As I said, there's wolves for you. They've got a soft side, but they've got a grr side. And anyone who's watched Game of Thrones will know that. I know they're direwolves. The direwolves aren't real, but you know, they're pretty much wolves. They're just big, really big. And wolves they're like that. I mean, if you going off on a Game of Thrones tangent now, if you look at Ghost, which is Jon Snow's wolf, Ghost is relatively placid, likes the character Sam Altali, but as soon as someone hurts Sam or Jon, that wolf is like grr, on them straight away. So yeah, you just do a bit of research and start looking at the ways that you can please these animals, because every living thing needs to be loved. Totally just quoted Secret Life of Bees. Again, another animal. But yeah, if you're not a writer or an artist, if you're not very creative, then there are other ways you can I mean, I'm going to show you Cedric, my dragon. So Cedric, he's not even paper mache, he's made of newspaper. He got dehorned in the move, so I need to glue that back on. But he's made of newspaper, and he froze solid in place from paint. It's like poster paint. As you can see, he's not that great. He's really not, but I like him, and I named him Cedric because he looks like a Cedric. And there's things like that you can do. If you're not very arty, but you feel you want to do something arty, do it anyway. Who cares? This is for you. Like I said, I like him. I think he's cool, and I'm pleased with his belly. I think it looks really cool. I want to show you him properly. There. Can you see him? Can you see his face? There you go. There's Cedric. But yeah, so even if you're not very arty, go for it. Even if you're not much of a writer, you can still try and write something, you know, because it's not people you're trying to please. You're trying to please these animals. So like I said, I drew a picture of a wolf and it was awful, but do it anyway. I've got my picture up there. I'm actually looking for a wolf quilt cover at the moment, bedspread, because I want one. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a wolf tattoo as well soon. I just need it to be designed and then I can get it. But then, yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to, if you know you're terrified of needles, don't go branding your skin and you know, tattoos of a life, so don't go smacking something on you if you're not 100% sure. But there are ways you can please them and stuff, and you can keep meditating with them, and you'll notice that even when you're not meditating, they will just be around. You'll feel them there. Now, I've talked a bit there about totem animals and power animals. for me, like a lot of people say, what's the difference between totem and power animals? I couldn't say what the difference is, and I don't think anyone can put a label on what's what. The way I look at it is a totem, like a totem pole, is one thing, and it's personal. So to me, totem animal is that one that is always with you all the time. So Talis is my totem. My power animals, I still have power animals. That's another thing. Once you have found an animal, it doesn't mean that you can't meditate on other animals. It doesn't mean that, right, that's it. Wolf is my totem. I can't ever feel the presence of other animals, whatever. You still can. You can have that one that's, like I said, this is why for me a totem is the personal one, the one that's always with you, kind of like your pet. But power animals can be lots of other different ones. So for me, I have an owl that sometimes comes in. Well, not just a owl. There's a couple of different owls that kind of fly about. I think crows are definitely one of my power animals because they're American. And and horses, I think, are one of my power animals. Cats, definitely. I think Sue's, my actual pet cat, is probably a power animal because she's huge. She's like this big. She's a beast of a cat, and she, like I said, she don't really like anyone other than me. So yeah, she's a bit of a power animal. So yeah, you can have other power animals. You don't just have to have the one. And you can always meditate on them. Me, I love animals. There are some ones I don't like. There are some I'm scared of. One of my phobias, for example, well, my actual phobia are snakes. I hate snakes. I understand that they are fascinating and there are fascinating things they can do, but I can't even look at them. If one comes on telly, I'm like, bleh. They freak me out. If I'm in the same room as one, I'm close to panic attacks and crying and stuff, and it's nothing I can control. But I wouldn't ever go out of my way to harm one or anything. But, you know, I do like animals. Most people think, oh, well, if you love animals, surely you must be a vegetarian, which I am not, because I am, a running joke with me, my best friend and my mum is, I'm a warrior, I need meat. I just do. And I like it. But I wouldn't do anything cruel to an animal. I certainly wouldn't eat like an endangered animal, and I'm dead against hunting as well, which everyone should be because it's disgusting. And but yeah, I most animals I do love, and sometimes you do feel them around. And I've always really liked dolphins. I actually have a dolphin quilt cover on at the moment. I used to, oh my god, when I was little, I was obsessed with dolphins. They must have been my power animal when I was a kid growing up. I used to sponsor a dolphin as well, and I was in love with them. I thought they were amazing. But now, I'm more drawn to wolves now. Sometimes, someone asked me before, do they think that your element has something to do with what your power animal is? I'd say no. I was trying to think of a plausible intermediate argument there, but I would say no, because I'm a Gemini, so my element is air, and would you associate a wolf with air? No, I'd associate them with earth. But that said, I find myself drawn to water quite a lot. I mean, the other day we went to Rest Bay, which is this beautiful place near Porthcawl, and I was in the sea for 2 hours straight, and I loved it. It was the first time I've been in the sea in like 14 years, and it was beautiful. It was fantastic. I love water. I'm really drawn to water, even though my element is air. Again, you can be drawn to other elements, even if it's not your element. So by definition, it shouldn't really matter what element your power animal is, because you're not necessarily drawn to what your element is. My best friend, she's her star sign is Cancer, therefore she's water. She's not always like water. She's a pretty fiery girl, like, so she's gonna love me saying that. She's really fiery, and but that doesn't necessarily mean that you know, that her power animal has to be something to do with water or fire or anything like that. It just doesn't matter. Again, you know, like I said, I'm air. I suppose you could say a dragon, yeah, flies in the air, but dragons are synonymously associated with fire, as of course Queen of Wands showed us, which I think has brought this video full circle because I was beginning to ramble, as I so often do. So yeah, to conclude, do a lot of work, make lists. So I'll quickly do a rundown of the points again. List what animals you're drawn to. Think about the qualities that match you. Do some research on the animals. Find out something that things aren't widely known. Meditate more than once. Meditate for a while. Then start writing, drawing, creating, or buying significant things. And then realise that you do actually have more than one power animal. This is just to find your totem animal. As I said, totem power, people are like, oh, what means what? To me, totem animal is my personal one, is Talis, my wolf, and power animal is, you can have other power animals. Like I said, mine is an owl and crows and things like that, and dragons, of course. I'm surrounded by dragons, including Cedric. And yeah, I think that brings us full circle. And like I said, your animal doesn't have to be associated with what your element is, because you could be yourself drawn to other elements. So don't worry if you're air and you pick a dragon, or if you're water and you pick a lion, which is associated with fire because of Leo and things like that. Don't worry about it, it doesn't matter. I've noticed I don't actually have that many links in this video. I'm usually pointing out hundreds of links. Today I've kept it short, which is good. But that said, I am going to put in a link to my Facebook page, obviously. So click that and like me and follow me and listen to my ramblings all the time. So just want to show you the Queen of Wands one more time and her cat, and there's a bit of fire going on there, and I think she's been a good little guardian over this video. Yes, I'm quite pleased with that. So now that's that done, yeah, follow me on Facebook. I know I haven't been quite active lately, but that's because we've been settling into the new house, and I've been writing a new novel called A Gorgon's Tale, which is about Medusa, so I'll probably mention stuff to do with that on my page occasionally. But yeah, I'll try and keep on top of the posts now. My cousin Sean did actually do a post of Herbs with Sean a few weeks ago. Actually, it was about a month ago now. But then she didn't pop up. She did it once and then didn't pop up every week. So Sean, crack on with it. And if you're busy, let me know, because then I assume you won't be cracking on with it. So yeah, thank you again for watching. I always stumble over this part of the video. I don't know why. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like my page. I got a new like the other day, and now I have 83 likes. Yay, not far from 100. Help me get to 100. Help me get to 100 likes by the end of the summer. I would really like that. That would be wonderful. And I will try and do a video and name people that follow me all the time and say proper like a big thank you video, like a special video to thank particular people and what have you. So like me and follow me. I'm still doing my tarot readings, obviously. £10 a reading, 9-card spread. If you go on my Facebook page, you can inbox me and I can do it online for you, or if you're local, I can try and meet you, depending on whether I can get there. But yeah, so if you want tarot reading, let me know. Yeah, that's it. I think I'm done. Thank you very much for watching the long anticipated totem animal video. I've been going on about this since the first video that I did, and it's almost a year later. The page is almost a year old, and I have finally done it. I have finally managed to do my totem animal video. But I'll probably do more than one, because I've talked about finding your totem animal, so I might do one on actually meditating and things like that. I don't know. Let me know if you'd like me to do something. Put comments below, and on Facebook, comment below. So let me know. And if there's any other videos, have a look at my videos both on Facebook and on YouTube, and if there's something there that I haven't covered yet, a particular subject matter or whatever that you're interested in and you want to know more about, let me know. I'll do the research and then I can do a video for you guys. Thank you again. Please like and subscribe the video. I will put links in the comment box below for my Facebook page, as well as having put a link in the video. Thank you very much for watching again. So goodbye from Cedric, my dragon. I would say goodbye from Talus, but Talus isn't here anymore. No, I mean, Talus isn't here at the moment. Talus isn't here at the moment. So Cedric will say goodbye to you, my little dragon, who is dehorned. I need to fix him. So yes, thank you. Enough on one again. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe my video, like on Facebook, and thank you for all your support and your continued support. My page is nothing without you guys, and neither is my YouTube channel. So thank you very much. Positive energy and blessings. Bye from me, and bye from Cedric. Bye.